Y'all, this is hot. This is hot. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Humanist Reacts. You saw the thumbnail? You saw the title? I'm doing another Ren reaction. Um, this one is The Hunger. Um, I think this one's one of his rap, his more rap-ish songs. But I don't really know. Um, and all I really need to know is that it's Ren, and it's probably going to be fire. So let's get into it. Obviously, we're starting out with our pig's head imagery here. And, he recently did Animal Flow, which was highly influenced by by George Orwell's Animal Farm. And I know that this is imagery, these animals imagery, is something that he uses quite a bit in his work. In Animal Farm, the pigs represented um, greed, and sort of the corruption of power. Let's do the song. I like that.
Poison in my veins lights a flame in my brain that maintains the pain that may change my frame of mind. Blind, I design rhymes intertwined, double time, genuine Frankenstein. I made a monster.
Ooh, y'all. His rhyme scheme starting this out. His rhyme scheme at the start of this song is one of my favorites that I've heard from him already. And and obviously, obviously he's starting out here. Um, obviously he's starting out here. Uh, poison in my veins, lights a flame in my brain. So we could be talking about multiple things here. We could be talking about illicit substances, right? About the poison in your veins is the poison of a drug, of a an amphetamine, or whatever the case may be. But lights a flame in your brain, and it kind of a representative of those sparks, those ideas, those firing neurons. Um, Flame firing neurons, that those, but also the because I know that a lot of Ren's music is about mental health and mental health medications. It can also be referring to poison in reference to prescribed mental health medication. And I want to make something very clear, because this is something that comes up a lot in Ren's songs. I am a proponent of mental health services, very much so, including medical intervention. I understand that Ren has had some less than great things that have happened as a result of some of the medications that he's been on in the past and that sort of thing. And that is a thing that happens, but I want to point out that that is the exception and not the rule. I have a lot of sympathy for him that those things have happened to him, but I don't want to ever give the impression that his experience should be viewed as, at least from my perspective, and I don't know if he feels the same way, that his experience with those medicines should be viewed as a condemnation of mental health medication as a whole. So that flame in my brain that maintains the pain that may change my frame of mind, poison in my veins, lots of flame in my brain that maintains the pain that may change my frame of mind. Come on. Come on. That rhyme scheme in that first bar that's fucking hot. And it's so, but maintains the pain, that flame in my brain maintains the pain. This poison is giving me thoughts, and those thoughts are keeping me in pain, but that pain could be put to good use, or could be put to maybe bad use, but um, it could have an effect. It could have an effect on who I am as a person and on my frame of mind. Blind I design rhymes intertwine, double time, genuine Frankenstein. I made a monster. Jesus. And his facial expressions. I've talked about this before with some of Ren's stuff, but he's a good actor with his. He's got good control of his emotions on his face. Okay, all right. So we got the lyrics pulled up. We've done a little bit of breakdown here. Let's go back into it.
Design flame in my brain. Poison in my veins lights a flame in my
Those
brain that
ticks right
maintains
there.
the pain that may change my frame of mind. Blind, I design rhymes intertwined, double time, genuine Frankenstein. I made a monster. Conquer, music scene, golden ticket, Wonka, conjure. Lyrics in my belly, I got thunder.
So he's doing an rhyme scheme here. Um, so he did genuine Frankenstein. I made a monster. Conquer, music scene, golden ticket, Wonka, conjure, conjure, lyrics in my belly, I got thunder. Yeah, all right, let's check
That
it.
design rhymes intertwined, double time, genuine Frankenstein. I made a monster. Conquer, music scene, golden ticket, Wonka, conjure. Lyrics in my belly, I got thunder. Younger, everybody wishes they were younger. The older I'm getting, the more I feel the hunger. Belter like a welterweight, helter skelter, need Alka-Seltzer, alpha, beta, delta. I help you into the fall, I shelter, melt a mind at with these rhymes. I find you never felt a feeling like this, feeling me, believing I'm a demon, I'm a devil. Fuck the game, completed every level, I'm a vessel. For spirits, a channeler, on my lyrics, I'm a rebel. I raise my fist, the anti-capitalistic pissed, I revel. In society collapsing, fantastic, now pump the treble.
Ooh. Y'all, this is hot. This is hot. I think this is my favorite. I think this is my favorite rap that Ren has done. Um, and he's bringing the thunder essentially. Younger. Everybody wishes they were younger. The older I'm getting, the more I feel the hunger. Yeah, like everybody's always talking about wanting to be younger, but the older I get, the hungrier I get. Um, so kind of looking at some of the good parts of getting a little bit older. Um, but where he really got me here is when he went into this next verse. Belter. So we've got two different versions of Belter here. We've got Belter like belting out a song, um, and then the singing belting, and also Belter like punching. You belt somebody, you punch them, and actually, I'm sorry, three different meanings here. And belter, like someone who has the belt, like I got the belt, I got the championship, the championship belt. Belter, like a welterweight, and then that's where he ties that into the championship belt. Welterweight, like that's a weight class when it comes to generally that's referring to boxing. So belting, and belting, like a welterweight. And I don't know. I think he might be a bantamweight. Actually, Ren's pretty small. Um, his frame is thin anyway. Um, but like a welterweight, helter skelter. Anyway, need Alka Seltzer. That's that hunger, right? And like he was talking about earlier, he was talking about lyrics in his belly, because he's hungry. Um, and that's, he's feeding on these lyrics, got the lyrics in my belly, taking place of the hunger, and they got that. And now my belly's rumbling, I got thunder. And now I need Alka Seltzer, because something got to calm this hunger down. Something's got to calm down this belly. A feeling like this feeling, be believing I'm a demon, I'm a devil. And this is imagery that he goes back to a lot as well. He uses a lot of angelic and demonic and sort of supernatural, religious imagery. Um, and he's talking about this sort of feeling. He's talking about two different things here, right? On the one hand, he's talking about self-doubt, and about self-hatred and negative self-talk, and feeling like that there's something wrong with you. I'm believing I'm a demon, I'm a devil. um I'm broken, there's something wrong with me. But also he's using this in terms of sort of the braggadocious way of saying it, like hyping myself up. The King Kong ain't got nothing on me thing. I'm a I'm a demon. Better stay away from me. I'm a demon. I'm a devil. Oh yeah. So fuck the game. Completed every level. I'm a vessel for spirits to channel out my lyrics. I'm a rebel. I raise my fist. Anti-capitalistic, pissed. I revel in society collapsing. Fantastic. Now pump the treble. That last line was fucking hot. Come on, like pump the treble. Don't not the bass. Pump the treble. So earlier I was talking about the sort of anti-capitalistic imagery of the pig's head on a spike, right? As well, and there he goes. He mentions that. He mentions society collapsing. So we're going into some like anarchy stuff and some stuff like that, which is imagery that he also dealt with in Animal Flow. I gotta hear that whole section again. So I'm gonna play it again. I'll cut it out for the video. The full reaction with me going back through these parts and all of that shit will be on Patreon. If you wanna check it out over there, it'll be available for patrons. Um, but but I'll cut this out for the general YouTube audience because most of you don't actually want to watch me spend 3 hours to react to something. So here, yeah.
On the treble, pick up the top with the tip of my tongue and time telepathy. Terrified them with the terrible telekinesis. Tantrum is I told you the enemy. Flowing and flowing and growing and flowing. I swallow the flow like a Toblerone. And I'm feasting and flowing. My beast with the flow. Then I'm switching it up and I'm taking it low.
Oh! The use of alliteration and something that I've talked about a lot in my hip hop reactions, the percussive use of rhyming consonants. It was fucking stellar in that, and that flow was just off the chain. Tick tock off the top of the tip of my tongue. I'm tapping telepathy, terrify him with the terrible telekinesis tantrum. Yes, I torture the enemy. And then slowing the flow, and then growing the flow. And in the flow here is his flow, his rap flow. Slowing the flow, and then growing the flow. And I'll swallow the flow like a Toblerone. Toblerone is a candy bar, just so y'all know. I'm a feast on the flow. I'm a beast with the flow. Then I'm switching it up and I'm taking it low. Uh, and that's what he's doing throughout this song. He's switching flows back and forth. He's switching it up. He's going, he's beasting and he's going fast and he's going choppy and he's going slow and deliberate. He's mixing in and out so many different things with this. Um, it's hard to even say everything that he's doing. This is terrific. This is just fucking terrific. So
Caught in the car park by Primark, jam around and I'm feasting and flowing.
hang on.
I'm switching it up and I'm taking it low. Kitty with the black heart in the car park by Primark, jamming Django, Reinhardt, living with a raw star, refine rats with a fine art, Vincent Van Gogh, I start making my mark. Like Frankie Sinatra, can call me Arthur. And my style is homegrown like growing Cali weed. Don't need no personal trainer, I got trainers on my feet. You know I got the soul in my bowl when I eat. You know I'm staying grounded when I grind up my beef. But if you got a problem,
Come on. Come on. Jamming Django Reinhardt. Y'all don't know nothing about Django Reinhardt. Go look him up. Legendary. Django Reinhardt. Spelled Django, spelled like the Django from Django Unchained. The D is silent. DJANGO Reinhardt. Guitarist. Incredible. Um, Living like a rock star, refined rap to a fine art. Vincent Van Gogh. Wait, wait. Not just Vincent Van Gogh, but Vincent Van Gogh. I start. Because green means go means start. Vincent Van Gogh. I start. Making my mark like Frankie Sinatra. He's throwing in. Anyway. King. Call me Arthur. You know, King Arthur. Frankie Sinatra, I don't need to tell you, Frank Sinatra. You know, I'm staying grounded when I grind up my beef. Grounded, grounded, like, you know, like grinding, but ground. This ground being the past tense of grind, but also grounded, like feet on the floor. Like I'm staying grounded, and those feet on the floor, those feet are wearing trainers, like he was just talking about a second ago. So he's kind of tying those together. We've got trainers on my feet, and I'm grounded, you know, on my feet. One of the things I really love about Ren is that he's not really beholden to a lot of kind of slang terminology that at least that I'm familiar with. So he's constantly using unique forms of speech that don't already have established meanings. So you have to interpret them every time. You know, you don't get to like like if you hear somebody in an American hip hop song say say something about I don't know, saying something about swag, you already know what that means in that context. Um, so you know, there's an agreed upon terminology for what that means. Um, Much like Shakespeare, to whom I have compared Ren previously, and I'm not don't overhype this. I'm not saying he's a modern day Shakespeare or he's as important as Shakespeare or anything like that. I'm just comparing him and his literary style. But much like Shakespeare, Ren makes his own turns of phrase. We're only halfway through this song, man. It's only a 2.5 minute song. I'm only halfway through it, and I'm 44 minutes into this reaction. Jesus.
Me Arthur. And my style is homegrown like growing Cali weed. Don't need no personal trainer, I got trainers on my feet. You know
Also
I got
notice
the
how
soul in my
once again notice how he switched up the flow like he was talking about earlier. He was doing this really fast choppy flow, and then he just goes whoop, slow, real slow flow, real deliberate, and sort of like almost um, swing in its rhythm.
like Frankie Sinatra. Can call me Robinson.
See, like,
With the black heart, when I swallow the
here's
flow,
what I'm talking about. All right, here's what I'm talking about. Here's this fast choppy
the
flow.
Toblerone and I feast on the flow. My beast with the flow, then I'm switching it up and I'm taking it low. Live with the black heart in the car park by Primark, jamming Django, Reinhardt, living with a raw star, refine rats, we'll find Robinson, Van Gogh. I start making my mark like Frankie Sinatra. Can call me Arthur. And my style is homegrown like growing Cali weed. Don't need no personal trainer, I got trainers on
Another
my feet.
flow switch
You know
right there.
I got the soul in my bowl when I eat. You know I'm staying grounded when I grind up my beef. But if you got a problem, my brother, I might just put on some rubber gloves and just choke it till larynx ruptures and blood that just bubbles up and the bubbles just double up and you struggle. But lucky suckers, I'm subtle at covering up the trouble. Cover up the crime scene, 1990, that's my scene. My teen years were spent rolling the tigrine. Obscene fiend in a pair of baggy jeans, putting backy with the green. Roll a fatty, dopamine starts flowing.
Damn it. If you got a problem, my bro. Okay. All right. Wait. I'm going on record right now. This is Ren's best rap song. By that, anything that I've heard. And I'm not saying like all of his others are great. All of his others are terrific. This is insane, is what this is. Anyway, Jesus. Um, but if you've got a problem, my brother, I might just put on some rubber gloves and choke you till larynx ruptures and blood it just bubbles up, and the bubbles just double up, and you struggle, but luck is up, 'cause I'm subtle at covering up the trouble. Come on.
But lucky suckers, I'm subtle at covering up the trouble. Cover up the crime scene, 1990, that's my scene. My teen years were spent rolling the Thai green. Obscene fiend in a pair of baggy jeans, putting backy with the green. Roll a fatty, dopamine starts flowing. My cerebellum glowing, the pendulum is slowing. I'm swinging and I'm swaying, but I don't know where I'm going. Mind running, Jesse Owens, hallelujah, Leonard Cohen. All the seeds that I've been sowing, slowly growing like trees. I grow, then I preach. Scrap that I teach. Teach over beats to all those that seek. Teach on these streets. Streets can be bleak, but bleak was the place where I rose to my feet.
So now he mentioned Jesse Owens. He mentioned Leonard Cohen. Um, uh, okay, Jesse Owens. Um, Jesse Owens was an Olympic runner. Um, famously, very famously. Make sure that I'm remembering that he was the one. Yeah, 1936. Yes. Yes, okay. I'm not okay. Good. I'm not misremembering that. So, Jesse Owens was a black track star, an Olympic runner. In 1936, the Olympic Games were in Nazi Germany. So, obviously, the Nazis did not look too kindly on people of Jesse Owens' particular um, melanin composition. Um, so, uh, so he went over there and just shut them all the fuck up by beating all of their master race athletes in basically everything. Um, let's see, what all did he? Yeah, 4 gold medals in the 1936 Olympics. 100 meters long jump, 200 meters, and 4x100 meter relay. So, here comes this black man and just makes them all look like fools in every single event that he competes in. And on a world stage, it sort of makes the whole thing, the whole idea of white supremacy, a laughing stock, as it should be. It should be treated that way. It should only ever be mentioned in order to be ridiculed. Anyway, so yeah, so let's get into the actual what he actually said there, though. So, because he said, um, so after he talks about smoking the fatty, and his cerebellum starts glowing. Once again, talking about the neurons firing, all that thinking, cerebellum starts glowing. The pendulum is slowing. Pendulum, representative of time. Time dilation. If you've ever been high, time slows down. Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen. So almost everybody has heard the song Hallelujah. I feel like a lot of people somehow don't know that that's a Leonard Cohen song. But Leonard Cohen was he's passed on now, but he was a just incredible lyricist and songwriter, sort of a crooner type. And he's the one who wrote the very famous song Hallelujah. That's, I think, is probably most famous at this point from its association with the movie Shrek, weirdly. But anyway, so Hallelujah, Leonard Cohen. All the seeds that I've been sowing slowly growing like trees. So seeds and out. So there's lots of things tied in with this last line because of what he's been talking about. These seeds that I've been sowing. So that's, metaphorically, sow different seeds. You reap what you sow. So it's talking about your actions. Those are the seeds that you sow, or the actions that you take, the things that you do. but also seeds, as in the seeds from the weed, that are getting sown, as in, he's growing weed, slowly growing like trees. Trees is another euphemism for weed. It's a tree, but also, a tree is something that grows from a seed. So it's all of the seeds that he's been sowing metaphorically. So his actions and all of the work that he's been putting in um, is starting to come to fruition, starting to grow like trees. I grow, then I preach. Scrap that. I teach. Teach over beats. I don't need to break that down for y'all, right? That's pretty fucking clear what he's saying there. Okay. Teach on these streets. Streets can be bleak, but bleak was the place where I rose to my feet. And he intentionally used the word rose there as a double, because it's number one, it's rose, as I rose, I stood up, like rose as in the past tense of rise, right? I rise to my feet. I rose to my feet because I did it in the past. I rose to my feet, but also he intentionally framed that as something that happened in the past so that he could use the word rose because of the imagery of a rose, the flowering of a rose, and the things that he was talking about previously with sowing seeds and them and the growth, and the growth of those seeds, and the flowering of consciousness and the flowering of your personality, the your hard work coming to fruition, beginning to flower. But also he's talking about the streets right before this, so he's also using the word rose as a reference to Tupac, a very, very famous saying from Tupac, talking about a rose that grew through concrete, and how if you see a rose that grows through, that somehow managed to grow up through some concrete, you don't look at it and point out all of its flaws and the ways in which it's damaged and the ways in which it's not, it didn't grow as tall as one that was planted in fertilizer or whatever. And I'm paraphrasing all of this here. You don't look at all of those flaws. You look at the beauty of the resilience of this rose that managed to somehow sprout from some concrete. And concrete is a metaphor for the streets. It's a metaphor for street life. It's a metaphor for coming from humble and rough beginnings, for struggle. And that's what he's talking about. Bleak struggle. Bleak. The streets can be bleak. But bleak was the place where I rose to my feet. Things had to get dark for me so that I could grow up through the concrete. Um, Fucking hot, man. Fucking hot. All right.
Teach on the beats, scrap that I teach. Teach over beats to all those that seek. Teach on these streets. Streets can be bleak, but bleak was the place where I rose to my feet.
Y'all, I could literally spend hours talking about all of the technical aspects of that song, all of the ways in which it's brilliant, all of the ways in which it uses hip hop tropes and methods, and all the ways in which it subverts them, and all of the different imagery used in it, and all of the different multiple meanings in everything that he said, and the rhyme schemes and the delivery, and his change of flows. He went through so many flows with it, and the use of the backing beats and how he was going from high treble, um, uh, like xylophone almost, um, backings to deep deep bass hits. Um, so I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say it. So there's a thing going on. There's a sort of a sub um, argument, not argument, but a sub discussion in the hip hop community at large, obviously, but also kind of in my um, in certain segments of my subscriber base about who's the second best white rapper. Because M is M, and as I've said before, I don't necessarily rank him as highly as a lot of people do, but I do rank him as the best white rapper because it's so clearly true, and nobody has even had the opportunity to build the volume of work that would be necessary to meet that level. So the argument is not for number one; it's for number two. Um, when it comes to white rappers, um, I am not saying that Ren is the best white rapper not named Eminem right now, but I am saying that this is the best song by a white rapper not named Eminem that I have ever heard. From the standpoint of technical skill and delivery. Um, anyway, um, hope you all like my reaction and my breakdown. If you did, let me know in the comments. Subscribe and like this video, all of that stuff. Obviously, support Ren as well on his own page. Make sure that you're watching his videos over there. Comment and follow him and all that because he deserves all that, and then some. And yeah, until next time, thank you all, and y'all take care.